pretty much raining all day. Getting rain isn't all bad because that will give us some time to catch up on some of our projects or repairs. I think we'll start with 120 because the blower's not working on it. It will pop the fuse out when you turn the blower on, and if the blower don't work, we don't have no AC. So any electrical circuit is pretty much designed to carry a certain amount of current, and basically if you get a short in a system, it will allow for more current to flow through that circuit than it's designed for, and which in turn will burn down the whole piece of equipment or house or whatever you got going on. So what they came up with is pretty much a fail-safe mechanism, and every fuse has a rating. So this one's 25 amps, and they have different colors. So the orange one's 5 amps, and this green one's 30 amps, 10 amps, 15. That metal loop is like, I don't know, I'm gonna call it our, that's the weakest link. So that's purposely made to be the weakest link. So if anything goes through there over 25 amps, that should pretty much burn up. But so just to show you, we'll put it in there. So we turn the ignition on, and now I'll turn the blower on. So our blower ran for about, I don't know, 5 seconds. And then you saw that little flash. We'll pull that fuse back out. There you can see how it burned up. And that's what a fuse is for. Basically that means short somewhere. So we'll, I'll probably open the roof up over here and see if we can get to the blower. And I'm afraid there's probably some type of rodent that chewed away at something. Okay, so we'll take all these little screws out. Well, I do think I found our problem. It appears our mouse got tangled up in our blower motor. And you can see in here that there's a bunch of hair and stuff in there. So I think if we peel all that out first, then we'll try to run it again. Well, I don't think it's an actual mouse wrapped around the fan, but it does look like they tried to build a nest in there or something with, I don't even know what that is. It looks like insulating material of some kind. The other problem is we got a lot of dirt on the air conditioner condenser or evaporator. Always got to think about that. To condense something, it has to cool. So this is the evaporator, right? Because to evaporate something, you have to add heat to it. And yeah, so this is the evaporator. As you can tell, the evaporator is all dirty. All that dirt in there should be prevented by, there's cab filters that are supposed to filter their incoming air. So we don't have this problem. But we'll get it all cleaned out, and we got a new filter. We'll put that on. And then we'll turn the blower on. Oh. Nope, still popped out of there. Something else going on. Well, look who I found. This whole blower unit pulled apart, and pretty much if I unplug the motor and turn it on, it will still pop the fuse. So I know it's not my motor at this point. And it will not pop the fuse if I unplug these two. And as soon as I plug them in, I can hear it drawing much more current. And so my guess is whatever this leads to, oh, there's a little part up here, probably some type of resistor, needs replaced. I think if we replace that, we'll be in good shape. So what we're gonna do is put most all this back together and clean it up pretty good, and we'll order that part, and then fingers crossed our blower will be working again. I guess all I ever talked about was the AC because, well, that's what I'm most worried about getting to work right now. But I guess to run the heat be the same problem. We need that blower to work. And so I talked about that evaporator here, which is coming from the AC lines. But this other one up here on the back side, that's actually for the heat. These hoses up here are coming in here. That's actually coolant from the engine that it uses to heat the cab. So it will run that hot water through here, and then as you blow the air through these heat exchangers into the cab, that's where your hot air comes from. And then all that, how that's regulated when you turn the knob inside, hot or cold, you open this valve up more or less, and the more flow you get through there, the hotter this is going to get. And so I got the fuse in there, and I unplugged that one piece on the end there, and the motor's plugged in. And it blows just fine, but as soon as I plug this one in, and there, just blew the breaker. Well, I think I found the piece that's causing the problems. As soon as I plug that thing in, it blows the fuse. I don't know, it looks like some type of temperature sensor on the one end, thermocouple or something, because this went all the way to the end of the evaporator. So I don't know if it gets too hot or something, that's at safety shut off, but we'll see. We'll look it up. We'll look the part up online, and it might actually give it a name. And then, well, we're back at it. Got some new thermostat switch, so we'll plug that in. Good news and bad news. I plugged in that new thermostatic switch, turned my blower back on, and it popped out right away. So pretty much that thermostat was fine. So then I started to wonder a little bit, and normally when I work on the electrical system, the air conditioning actually has like a little snowflake for our symbol. And so I assumed that that little blower was just for the blower and there would be another one for the air conditioner compressor. Well, turns out that's all one system. So when I started poking around a little bit and started looking at the wiring here, and pretty much if you look right there, might be hard to tell from here, that wire was sitting as such and had rubbed through probably from the vibrations, and I lifted it off just like that. And now when I turn that knob, you can hear a loud click. That's the air compressor or the AC compressor clicking on. So that happens with diagnosing electrical problems. We certainly went down the wrong rabbit hole on this one, but found a problem either way. So that, and I'm kind of glad I opened that all up anyway, because that evaporator was way full of junk and it wouldn't have been cooling very well anyway. So it's probably good we opened that up. We'll get her all buttoned up though and see what else we can fix on this thing. One other thing we need to be working on is the seat doesn't pump up air anymore. It's an air seat, so the motor don't even come on. So we'll have to kind of check that out. See, generally if we push that button up, it should start pumping, but not too much happening. Probably the easiest way is work through the back window here. And this window comes out. This will give us, pull these off. And here's our little motor, or this is our airbag. So this is what we're pumping up. And I pulled one of the wires, and lo and behold, something broke off. So probably have to kind of figure out where that's going or coming from. But so pretty much this one is going to our switch, I think. Yep. Looks like it just pulled off of the, looks like over time it just wiggled loose. Well, I'll just crimp a new one on there. Stick it on and see what it does. Well, I think I found a spade connector that will work. So we'll strip that and crimp it. See if we can get these connectors back on here. Shouldn't matter which one's where since it's a simple switch. Okay, well, let's turn the ignition on, see what happens. Well, look at that. One other thing we got to work on before next cutting of hay. This pickup head here on this chopper, it's got this net over here, which is supposed to keep anything, all the dust and small particles from floating over the top and getting onto the machine and getting it all hot. Oh, ours is a little worn out. So I'll put the new one on. A lot bigger pain than I thought it was going to be. But I don't know. Good enough food's for. I think I routed this one wrong. So I got some wrinkles there. But other than that, it's pretty tight. Certainly better than it was. We were raking our last field of first cutting. One of them teeth on there came loose and was able to spin on that. It was able to spin freely on that shaft. And me being in a hurry, thinking, I'll be all right, we can keep raking. After about 10 rounds, it smacked my hydraulic line over here and broke off a fitting. And so I kind of pieced it back together so we could at least finish off. But I got the right piece, and now we got to put all these pieces back together and make it work the way it's supposed to. Good thing I took a picture, because a lot going on here. Well, I'm starting to run out of battery life, so we'll make this one quick. Just like that. Kind of glad I took a picture. I'm not sure I would have got that spaghetti mess back together without it. One might wonder what's all that for, and all that is to raise up this rake. And pretty much it's got a regulator in there that makes you can regulate that it will pick this one up quicker than the one in the back, and then that way when you're raking it picks up the front before it picks up the back, so you don't get into your headland's windrow. And then this valve, all that is, it's an on-off type of valve, and that's so it sends it to the front part here first, and this little cylinder up here straightens that out, and then as it straightens that out, it pulls this valve and sends the oil to the back. Yeah, so that's all that is. I got it all back together except for one piece here, one of the mounts. Can't seem to locate that. You know, I'm pretty sure, or at least I'm gonna blame my kids. They probably ran off with that piece, because I mean, I never lose anything on my own. You can ask my wife. She'll back me up on that, I'm sure. Out here in the wheat field, I think we've done everything we can here. We just put the fungicide on here last week. Don't see any wet holes. We got wheat growing everywhere. And yeah, I think we've done everything we can in the field. So now we just wait for it to ripen up, and then we'll check with the father-in-law, see if we can get the combine ready. While you guys weren't watching, we got the corn planted. We get the corn planted by we have that custom done. Pretty much local farmer that you know, they plant a lot of corn acres, and we only plant 160 acres for silage, so we get them to come out and plant it for us, and they did that, I think it was Friday, about a week and a half ago now. And yeah, we're busy making hay and whatnot, and I mean, that's what they do, and they're good at it. And so yeah, they plant our corn. Biggest thing with these corn plants, so the planter will put these in, and this is planted at 36,000 seeds per acre, and I don't know, it looks like they pretty well all came up, and that's what you want. You want them all to come up within 24 to 48 hours of each other. If not, they'll end up competing with each other. So yeah, this actually looks pretty good. A good start. It's pretty important. Shout out to Nick, nice job, looks good.